Hi guys, this is Ashley back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications. It looks like D0JA has to watch out for her secret op, Megan Thee Stallion, because fans are putting two to two together and feel like Megan is throwing some shade towards D0JA. Now, Flo Milli posted a picture of her and Megan Thee Stallion from the music video that they did for their collaboration, Rock Steady, okay, which, is kind of a bop. I'm not going front. The song is kind of a bop. But in that song, Megan Thee Stallion said they love to talk numbers because they can't talk talent, okay? Some of the Section 8 gang members, Barty gang, they are not too happy about this picture. Looks like Megan Thee Stallion and Flo Milli are gossiping, and a lot of people feel like they're gossiping about Cardi B. And the line, they love to talk numbers because they can't talk talent, is a direct shot at D0JA, okay? Now, a fan said these rappers do not be friends. I really think they just act like they cool despite a certain rapper. Yikes. Now, when I did the review on, I think it was Act 2 for Megan Thee Stallion's album, I said that shot was at D0JA. Now, some fans are trying to say, oh, no, she's talking about Nicki Minaj. She's not talking about Cardi B. First of all, there's no female rapper. There's no artist, okay, or celebrity or any person that has a brain cell that could say Nicki Minaj don't have talent. Okay, there's no way people really think Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Flo Milli are more talented than Nicki Minaj. That would be impossible. Let's be very clear. D0JA has been known to be one of the least talented female rappers in the game. Now, is she the least? No, there's Ice Spice and there's Sweetie. No shade. Yes, they write, but they write flops. Okay. You could say whatever you want about D0JA, and yes, she's been flopping all 2024, but Ice Spice's relevancy has died down within a year and a half, okay? She became popping in 2022, and she already, flopping and career hanging by a thread. It's like, goodness gracious, you couldn't even last in a game 3 or 5 years, okay? And that's because she went against Nicki Minaj. D0JA, I think her relevancy has lasted a little bit longer than Ice Spice's, okay, even though Ice Spice was supposed to be her replacement. But I don't think that's going to last for long. And she also has had more success than Ice Spice will ever have in her entire career. But they're both pretty untalented in my book. I don't listen to Cardi B or Ice Spice like that. They both not really in my playlist. Well, actually, I had one Ice Spice song in my playlist, but D0JA, I never have her in my playlist, okay? Because I don't get into her style of music. But the point of the matter is, Megan Thee Stallion does take slick shots at Cardi B, and she purposely does underhanded stuff to Cardi B. Cardi B is so delusional and dumb that she can't even see that Megan is a snake, just like she couldn't see Off the Cheat was cheating on her and having all these affairs throughout her 8 to 7 year relationship with him. Okay, she's delusional. But with that being said, like I said before, I don't believe that they're friends. Okay, they have a common enemy, and that's Nicki Minaj, and that's why they continue to pretend that they like each other. Now, the Princess of Rap, okay, has posted some pictures in honor of Hot Pink's anniversary and how Hot Pink is 5 times platinum. Congratulations to Doja Cat, okay? She looked amazing, okay? One thing Doja Cat knows how to do, she knows how to do a photo shoot, child. The budget is there for the photo shoots. So she do look good. Let's be very clear. But we need the next era, okay? Scarlett was a bust, I'm glad that you celebrating Hot Pink, but we need the next era. We need a single or something. If Kung Fu Kenny can drop, a lot of you female rappers that are scared to drop, aka D0JA and Doja Cat, y'all need to start dropping, okay? Because Scarlett was trash, in my opinion, compared to other Doja Cat eras, Scarlett was the worst one. Now, moving on from that, the highest selling female rap albums in 2024, Nicki Minaj at number 1 with Pink Friday 2 as expected. Gorilla Glue is at number 2 with Glorious beating out Bigfoot, aka Megan, okay, and Doja Cat's Scarlett. Wow. So Gorilla Glue not only beat Megan Thee Stallion, she beat out Doja Cat. And this is why Doja Cat got a drop, okay? Doja Cat, you finna lose the princess of rap crown if your next album is not a hit. There's no way Gorilla Glue, even though her album came out after yours, should she be outselling you, okay? Because she didn't outsell Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj album came out last year. And your album came out last year too. You're supposed to be the princess. You should not have Gorilla Glue outselling you. So Doja Cat, I'm gonna need you to step it up in 2025. Megan Thee Stallion, her album was trash. Now, Act 2 was a little bit better than Act 1, but to be quite honest, Megan puts out subpar, slight mid music, in my opinion. No shade. Like, Megan's never in my playlist. You know, no shade. Not only that, Botchin' Bitter is now the 3rd female rapper with the most monthly listeners on Palify, surpassing Megan Thee Stallion. How is this possible? Cardi B ain't put out music in God knows how long. And Megan Thee Stallion put out 2 albums. See, Megan? See, this is probably why she be sneak dissing Cardi B. Because it don't matter how much music she put out, she still don't be outselling the girls. That's why she got to sneak diss them. I wouldn't be shocked if she starts sneak dissing Gorilla Glue pretty soon. Okay? Because Botchin' Bitter don't write. She only got 1 album and she still have more monthly listeners than you. Something's not right. And you got Devil Nation backing you. Yeah, she got Titanic, but you got Devil Nation and Warner. So, yeah, this ain't right. Now, as we know, Scratch Off got a major cosign by an icon, a legend in the game named Eminem. Okay? Recently on her new show, well, it's not a new show, but she's the new judge on the show called Rhythm and Flow. He gave Scratch Off her flowers, saying that he loves her and he loves her music, even though I don't fully believe that. I think he was just trying to smash. But either way, he gave her flowers, and allegedly Scratch Off wants to work with Eminem and will be trying to get a collaboration. Okay, let me know how y'all feel about that. I don't think Eminem and Scratch Off gonna sound good together. I think she would sound better on a song with Wayne, even though I think they did a collaboration on the D0JA album. It just never really went anywhere. I think she already collaborated with Wayne and the collaboration flopped. But as for Scratch Off and Eminem, he'll eat her up very quickly. I don't think her and Eminem would sound good on a record, to be quite honest. I think she need to stick to, 21 Below Average and Champagne Thickums. Now, there was a rumor going around that Queen Bee was gearing up to start a new tour. Unfortunately, her, I think publicist came out and said that the rumors were untrue and that she will not be touring in 2025. But a lot of fans were calling out Queen Bee's publicist and saying, well, how comes you didn't say anything in regards to the Diddy allegations? Okay, when people were tying her name with that man, you was quiet. Okay, but you came out quickly to debunk the touring rumors. Well, here's the thing. I think a publicist, a lot of people don't realize, is that they do whatever the artist or celebrity tells them to do. Queen Bee probably told her, don't give that any type of attention or whatnot. You don't want to make it bigger because, I got pictures with this man. My husband's cool with this man. We don't want to make it any bigger than it already is. Okay. So that's probably one. And then number 2, in regards to the touring, I think that Queen Bee is probably gearing up to drop more music. And that's why she probably told her publicist, not to rally up the fans to think that she's going on tour, because I think she probably want to drop Act 3. Okay. Especially since Cowboy Carter It did okay, but it didn't have the longevity that Renaissance had. Renaissance had more longevity, I believe, on the charts and with the general public than Cowboy Carter. So it kind of strategically makes more sense for her to drop another album than to go on tour. Now, moving on from that, Nicki Minaj's Pink Print is expected to re-enter the Billboard 200 album chart inside the top 30 following the release of its 10th anniversary edition. So let me know how y'all feel about that. Now, moving on to Walmart Yonsei. Walmart Yonsei will be receiving Donkey of the Day today, okay? Now, of course, Walmart Yonsei had a clout chase and talk about her celebrity crush from 10 years ago, which is Kufu Keññy.
I had a Kendrick Lamar phase, and I was convinced I was going to be with him. And listen, I did not just hop on the Kendrick train now. I don't know if you all know this. Ask Callie, ask Branson. About 8 years ago, I had a whole Kendrick phase. Like, I've had phases, right? Like, I had a James Fauntleroy phase, I had a Frank Ocean phase, I had a Twigs phase, I had a Tune Yards phase, I had a Kendrick Lamar phase. And I was convinced I was going to be with him. And I loved him when I was younger so much, from Section 80, even the mixtape before that had Alien Girl on it. Like, I've been a diehard Kendrick fan from day one. So I haven't just hopped on the bandwagon now, but I'm happy a lot of people are hopping on the bandwagon. I'm not shooting my shot at a married man. I was talking about years and years ago. I was just sharing how I was a diehard Kendrick fan, like from day one. Everybody just doesn't like happiness. Everybody has to take everything so seriously.
I'm so sick and tired of Walmart Yonsei. It's not even the fact that she had a crush on, Kendrick Lamar because he is a celebrity. But my whole thing is, you're bringing it up because Kufu Keññy is hot right now. Stop the clout chasing antics. You're bringing it up, hope that he sees it some way, shape, or form, because everybody knows that Kufu Keññy is online somewhere. He may not be active, but he's online. You're hoping that he sees it. You want a collaboration. You're being thirsty, okay? Because I remember when Creed came out, you said Michael B. Jordan was your celebrity crush. You had a crush on Michael B. Jordan for years. I remember that happened when Creed came out. Then when Gunna came home from the clink, okay, somebody that you used to date, when he went into jail, you paid him dust. When you heard that he was getting out, it was, oh my goodness, I love Gunna. I wrote this song about him. You're a clout chaser. And that's what I don't respect about Jezebel. You always clout chasing. I never heard you talk about Kufu Keññy until he blew up. Okay? Talking about, oh, I had a crush on him 8 years ago. Why are we talking about crushes from 8 years ago? You ain't got nothing better to do? I know your career is flopping, but you ain't got nothing better to do or talk about than a crush from 8 years ago. Sit the F down, Chloe Jezebel, okay? And then another thing, Kufu Keññy is not married, okay? He was engaged. I don't know if he's still engaged, but he has not officially gotten married, okay? But the point of the matter is just I feel like Walmart Yonsei do things to deride. Like when somebody is popping, she'll deride them. She do that to the female artists too. She did the same thing with Victoria Monet. Victoria Monet had that song On My Mama. It was, oh my goodness, I love Victoria, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, you was never publicly showing love to Victoria Monet until On My Mama came out. Like, I don't like when people hop on bandwagons and she claims she's not, but you are. You ain't never mentioned that man publicly until now because he's the hottest thing out. Sit the F down. I've been said Kufu Keññy was the king of rap even before Not Like Us even came out. Okay, because I don't ride waves. Okay, like you do. But the point of the matter is, like, who talks about a crush from when they was 16, 17, and you about 25 now? Like, that's corny. Donkey of the day. Now, speaking of Kufu Keññy, Kufu Keññy's GNX received 363 million unfiltered streams its first week on Payola 5. It is the biggest first week streams for a rap album on Payola in 2024, surpassing Tyler the Bottom Feeder with 340 million. Okay, so congratulations to the King of Rap. And then it also has been reported that Kung Fu Kenny's surprise album is now predicted to do 310 to 325,000 first week. It becomes the biggest debut for a new rap album in 2024. Okay, now I think this is pretty good for a surprise drop. I don't care what nobody says. This is very good for 12 songs, a surprise drop, and really no marketing and promo except for the beef. Okay. No shade. Champagne Thickums did a surprise drop in 2022 for Honestly Trash, and that only did 200,000 first week. A lot of people were saying, oh, if Champagne Thickums dropped an album and it did 200,000 first week, y'all would be calling it trash. He did do that. He did drop an album and it did 200,000 first week. He dropped Honestly Trash because he heard Renaissance was coming and he tried to beat Queen Bee to the punch, and Queen Bee still outsold him. Okay, Honestly Trash was so garbage it only did 200,000 first week, and there was no hits on that album. Zero. There was no hits on that album. Name a hit from Honestly Trash. There was none. So I don't want to hear, oh, this is a flop. It can't be. 300,000 can never be a flop for a surprise drop. It could never be a flop. Okay? And this has no physicals. Well, the physicals came out after the announcement. And unfortunately, fans won't get the physicals until next year. Okay? But at the end of the day, for streaming only, this is good. If he had physicals, he probably would have done 500,000 first week. Okay, if he had physicals ready in the pre-orders and vinyls, he probably would have done 500,000 first week. Okay, so this is a good look, and this ain't even all of it, because he got more music coming, and then he will occupy the top 8 spots on this upcoming week's Hot 100. Okay, and all 12 of his songs will debut in the top 20 or top 30 on the Hot 100. Squabble Up will be number 1. TV Off will be number 2. Luther will be number 3. Whacked Out Muriels, number 4. Hey Now, number 5. Reincarnated, number 8. Man at the Garden, number 9. And Dodger Blue, which is a bop. I feel like people are sleeping on Dodger Blue. But that will be at number 10. Peekaboo at number 13, Heart Part 6, number 14, okay? And the remainder of the songs will be, top 30 or top 20 on the Hot 100. But this is good. This is real good for a surprise drop. Even Tyler couldn't do this. Travis Scott and his Payola, with his album that he tried to finesse and beat out Sabrina Carpenter for the number 1 spot, which failed, because he did not go number 1. He went number 2 on the Hot 100. Let's be very clear. His album didn't even do that. But the music was old on there. But he tried with him and his Payola. He tried to beat Sabrina for that number 1 spot, and it didn't look good for him. Uh-oh. If I was Young Money, I would start preparing my replies now. Because Elliot Wilson said Hove and Kung Fu Kenny got a record coming out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Kung Fu Kenny and Hove, not Camel Face getting in a booth. Wayne and Champagne Thickums, you might want to get your writers together. Mostly Champagne Thickums, because we know Lil Wayne writes. But Champagne Thickums, you might want to get your writers together. Wayne, you might want to go attach a few more dreads to your head and get in the booth, because Camel Face and Kung Fu Kenny are coming, and shots will be thrown. Okay? No shade. Okay? And I'll be honest with you, Wayne, you were responding a little bit too late. I mean, come on now. Kung Fu Kenny shouted you out. You thought it was a diss. But anyway, He name dropped you like over a week ago. When are you going to respond? I mean, you was threatening a response. Allegedly, you told Joe Budden you were going to respond. Where is the response? But people are also bringing up the fact that D0JA did admit that he is not great at doing diss records.
I don't know how to battle rap. I don't know how to. That's what if you, for instance, you don't see me diss. I don't diss people. I don't really know how to do that. I don't know how to battle rap. Talk about what you got on. I don't know how to do that shit.
Okay, so Wayne admitted years ago that he do not like to do diss records. He's not good at it. He don't like to talk about what people are wearing or what people are doing. So maybe it would be best if he don't respond to Kufu Keññy, because if you're not good at something and you can admit that you're not good at it, maybe it'd be best if you don't respond, because Kufu Keññy good at it. That's why Champagne Thickums is suing Universal, because he mad that he lost. Okay? No shade. Wayne just admitted that he's not good at it. I just put the receipts out. No shade. He's still a GOAT. I just had to put the receipts out. Now, Champagne Thickums, please come to the front of the congregation. Champagne Thickums announced his new tour. And, of course, he had to put a picture of an animated cartoon, young girl. And I think, is that supposed to be a BB gun or something? The point of the matter is he's getting dragged for the art cover that he's using for his tour promo. He's going on tour starting the Super Bowl day because, you know, he want to be outside the country while Kufu Keññy is performing after Super Bowl, because he is upset that Kufu Keññy is right now hotter than he is. And so he is going on tour, but I don't understand why he had to choose this art cover for the tour. Like, why you had to choose a animated little girl with a gun to be on the poster for your tour? I mean, it seems like you asking for it. You don't want to be called a predator, but you do things that give you that name of a predator. Like, only a creep would do this. I mean, what does this even have to do with the tour? I don't get it. Like, you couldn't use your own picture? Like, why you had to use this one? It just seems suspect. It's like, do you like getting called a pedo and a predator? I think you like to be called a pedo and a predator. Because ain't no way you would just post a picture like this and think, oh, I'm not going to get dragged. And it's like you knew you was going to get dragged. I think you like getting called a predator. Okay, I wouldn't be shocked if you get a few Diddy cases in the future. I wouldn't be shocked. Because it feels like you just be doing stuff and you feel like you can get away with it. But then when people call you out, you get mad. I don't understand. Like, if I had pedo allegations against me, I'm not putting a picture of a little girl and a gun, whether it's animated or not, on a poster for my tour. I'm just not doing that. That was suspect. So you're getting donkey of the day. You're an idiot, okay? I don't even understand why you got so many yes men on your team that they don't really see that you're killing your own career. Okay? Matter of fact, you already got Donkey of the Century. Let's just make it for the next 5 centuries. You get in Donkey of the Century for the next 5 centuries. Because you just don't learn your lesson. I don't understand it. It's like you like getting dragged. So I'm going to continue to drag you. Now, Ice Spice, you got to come to the front of the congregation. So, Ice Spice posted a series of pictures on Instagram, and one picture is basically a meme, and it says, "Me on 2025 New Year's, ready to erase this year from my memory because I ain't deserve none of that." Okay, so Ice Spice is basically insinuating that she had a tough year and it wasn't her fault. Ice Spice, don't be a narcissist. Take responsibility for your actions. You literally had one of the worst years in female rap other than Botch and Bitter, because one, you isolated your fan base, the Barbs, when you got exposed for talking ish about Nicki Minaj. Nobody told you to do that, okay? And I get it. You were upset that Nicki was trying to take your publishing and whatnot. You probably didn't want to sign a 360 deal with Nicki Minaj, understandably. But you got to take responsibility for talking junk. And then Nicki Minaj unfollowed you afterwards, okay? So at the end of the day, you know, that was your fault. You can't blame nobody for it. I can understand you were upset, but still, you gotta take responsibility for that. Then the Cleopatra shit happened, and I don't even care for Cleopatra, but you wasn't giving her chicken salads, and she put you on blast for that, how you were a bad friend. And you know people are gonna ride the sympathy train. People love feeling sympathetic to these subpar or mid rappers, okay? Especially if they dark skinned. So at the end of the day, the Cleopatra situation happened. The Nicki Minaj situation happened. Then you kind of beefed with Scratch Off and Cardi B. And, so that isolated other people from wanting to support you. So it was really all your fault. Okay, I can't really see a situation where you didn't deserve it. Okay, that's light skin privilege. I don't know why you think you don't deserve to get dragged because you light skin. I don't know about that. But at the end of the day, you did deserve it. Okay, but hopefully 2025 is better for you. But also you might want to try to switch it up and put out better music because a lot of your music is trash. So I suggest you doing that too. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on who really runs Hollywood on Patreon. Link would be in the description, and have a great day.